tears, so sincere, turn gray skies to blue. You won't ever change your ways, doing what you do. Well, you can keep on talking,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another night of CEA, and we've got a special one for you guys tonight. We've got CMU taking on UC tonight, and I believe that I'm going to have a whole pile of dad jokes to make on these ones. Not just
Oh
the
boy,
players'
lucky
names.
us.
Yep, not just the player names, but oh my goodness gracious, if they do something good, I'm going to say, did you see that? Can't wait.
Did
Anyways,
you see hot?
yes.
Because Cincinnati is UC. Gotcha.
We got to start with the basics first and warm up the gears of war on the dad jokes before we start cranking them out. But this is going to be an interesting one. I have not had the chance nor the privilege to watch either of these two teams, so I'm coming in blind, deaf, dumb, and everything else in between. But how about you, Blue Card? Have you seen any of these players play? And if you have, give us some insight.
Yeah, are you sure, Spades? I've casted a UC game before, and I thought you were there with me, but I could be wrong.
I did?
Maybe.
It's a possibility.
Maybe this is a different. No. Viscero DLCV. Yeah. I got my old caster sheet pulled up right here. Yeah, DLCV2, Dark Matter. So yeah, I've seen Cincinnati play a little bit. They played the one game I saw. They were playing against NCSU, North Carolina State. They did end up losing that game, but they did have the majority of the opening picks, and I do remember that it was a closer game than the scoreline kind of let on. But yeah, Cincinnati kind of likes to run around. They got some really strong team comp going on, but from what I've seen, they just couldn't quite win it out against NCSU. You know, we can see if it differs between Ghost, Gang, Green here.
Okay. All right. So what you're saying is we should definitely be expecting a fair roamer presence in regards to the Cincinnati playbook.
Oh yeah, at least.
Oh yeah. Now, I haven't had any chance to see CMU play, so it'd be interesting to see how they're going to deal with that. A lot of the teams that we have witnessed so far have opted for a slight or non-existent type roaming pick. Also, having a decent counter to it in some cases that we've seen ourselves. It's going to be interesting to watch how, if they do decide to do a heavy roam presence, whether or not they will be able to capitalize on the time being to come back to site in order to hold it down if they are unsuccessful in pushing back the attacking team. However, both teams are here now and they're getting themselves ready to put themselves on this board and start this fight. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of excited for this. I don't know whether or not it's because I've got my snacks piled high and my drinks loaded to bear, or it's just the game itself. How are you feeling about this one? Are you excited, or you need a little bit more pep in your step?
I think I do need a little bit more pep. I gotta start drinking this coffee down. I've had a long day. I've been in class since 10 a.m. this morning, so almost going on 12 hours straight. But that's the fun of it. You know, you got to keep it going. I'm honestly kind of glad this is how I get to end my night with a game of Siege. It's always, nice and relaxing. But these two teams should be a pretty interesting game nonetheless. So I'm kind of excited for it.
That's good. That's good because going into these, you gotta bring a little bit of hype, and I've seen some school pride come through a few times. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're here with us now, make it known, make it proud which team you are repping for tonight, and let them know that you're standing behind them with a little bit of support because that goes a long way sometimes. Knowing that people that are around you from the same school, hell, you don't even need to know each other, but just backing you up with some good old-fashioned school pride. That's never a bad thing. And I believe we're moments away from starting this game up. Hopefully soon things get themselves together as we're going to be walking in here. Now, we talked last time about the Tachanka rework,
Oh,
and I have to
oh
say,
no.
um, I
Yeah,
have to,
go
I
for it.
do seriously, I am writhing with anticipation on how people are going to use them. Don't get me. I'm a low plat top gold player. I am by no means good, but I want to see the cold, calculated mentalities of our CEA teams and other teams around the leagues, especially in the pro circuit, how they are going to abuse the Russian juggernaut known as Tachanka after this rework gets brought out into the regular standby servers.
I
Um,
I think he's actually gonna be like viable, maybe even OP at first. Just
yeah,
10 having 10 fire grenades at his disposal is kind of nutty. And if you think about it, Tachanka is really like the only hard counter for Mav, right? If Mav even
yeah,
opens up a little hole in that wall, Tachanka can just shoot one of his grenades in it, and now Mav is off that wall for at least 5 seconds. And that's huge. He has 10 of those canisters. That's up to 50 seconds of delay time. That's absolutely massive, especially when it takes long for Mav to open the walls regardless. We can talk about Tachanka. Unfortunately, he isn't in the game yet. It kind of makes me sad. I'm probably going to be playing him quite a bit when he is. But we have a game in front of us now. Cincinnati Black and Central Methodist here, sorry. Going on to Clubhouse is map 1. Now, Clubhouse was the pick from Central Methodist, so kind of expecting to see them to take this one away. Teams usually pick maps that they're better at, but of course, Cincinnati going to be trying to fight them on that. Of course, speaking of Mav counter, well, he's just not even going to be played this map. He's just going to be taken off the board nice and early on.
yeah. Nothing like Logan Paul getting pulled off the map early on that. I know I've ruined him for you. I'm sorry. I have to keep breaking him up. But here we go with the rest of the bands. We're going to be waiting for the Ghost Gangrene or Central Methodist pulling up their first band. It seems to be Thatcher. I know a lot of people were thinking with the buff slash nerf of Thatcher, then a lot of people would stop banning him, but he seems to be the one person that knows how to take down anyone and just about anything if you think about it. But still a decent, viable ban depending on the map, and Clubhouse is definitely one of them as Central Methodist takes Bandit off the board, so it's going to be all up to Cade to hold that one wall on cash side, as everyone knows that's everyone's favorite site to go to. Holding specially into that garage in the upper catwalk area and making sure there's no sneakies coming up that red stairwell. You really don't have too many options if you don't take out that main breach wall.
No, plat wall is where most CCTV cash takes revolve around. If the defense can hold that wall closed, they end up winning it the majority of the time. I don't have the statistics on that, but it would seem pretty much the most likely manner anyways. But of course, running off the bends with the Mira, yeah, kind of nothing crazy. Taking off the board, Mav, Thatch tend to be very basic operators you ban on club. Bandit's kind of interesting. I don't think I see him banned all too much, but between him and Cade, definitely one or the other is a solid ban for this map. Usually, though, teams opt for banning Cade because, well, there's those invincible. I'm doing air quotes. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. Invincible Cade claw spots on this map. There's a few of them. There's a few tricky Cade electro claw spots. I've been looking through them. Some of them are actually kind of nasty. But yeah, it just brings a whole new dimension to the game. But of course, you know, nothing really is invincible. In Siege, there's always counters. You can always go below, shoot it from one direction, hop on the Twitch, you know, whatever you need to do, or bring the Cali like CMU is doing.
That's very, very true. I was actually gonna say, I wonder what they're gonna do with Fuse, because not too many walls are possible for him to fuse through, especially if they pick Cash. And going back on the invincible side, I think there's only been 2 times, or maybe 3 if you want to consider the rebanning of Clash several times. But so far, only the yokai drones, and when Clash was able to shoot her weapon through her shield, a few glitches, has anything ever been what we could consider, or anything close to, invincible.
True.
As we've seen so many times before, even the mighty pistol at range can take you out with a clear headshot. So it comes down to strategic thinking and sometimes just down to bare minimum aim. And if you have the ability and the enemy doesn't, 9 times out of 10, you come out on top. But whether or not unscathed is an entirely different question. So I have to see what's going on. And I'm looking over to chat here. We're already starting to see some school pride coming through. We have
A lot
some
of
UC
UCs.
Red, UC, and a UC Black gang going on here in the background.
A lot of UCs.
Yeah.
CMU, I don't know. Oh, X-Kairos already going down on the wall from all the way outside of spawn. The Cali going off too will break some of the Kairos, but it takes the claw off the wall too and opens up some of the wall. And actually those last bit of Kairos detonation is going to get rid of the last claw as well. So that's both Electro Claws taken off the board. And Ivana still has a set of X-Kairos at her disposal if she needs to use it. But I believe the attackers will be able to fit that little hole on Cash Wall, but they're going to open it up more regardless. Nice little shield coming out from smoke towards the top Cash stairs. Give the defenders a little bit of cover to play off of. They do have to worry about that drone hole right next to it, though. Playing on that might be a little sketchy, especially with Styles here on the Zoe on the rappel. Can see Smoke's feet if she just looks over. She's watching the breach.
And we got ourselves a bit of a run out there. Did I see that correctly? No, never mind. It wasn't a run out. I just saw the gun as she switched to the other side there, and I didn't think, oh my goodness. But yeah, that was a really quick breach going up to that Cash wall there. I don't know, almost reminiscent of Kevin Hart saying, oh no, we weren't ready. And then all of a sudden the explosions start coming off. But as we come around the corner, Toxicity opens up on, wow, BVS just got lit up and brain panned on that one. Let's see how he continues to go, because that was toxic. That was definitely toxic. And he's making his name already known at the bottom of red here. He's taking out the back end of Garage as the smoke trying to repel him. But I don't know how long that's going to be able to work for. Oh, never mind. DLCV2 takes him, and Dark Matter comes in and does the Dark Matter to start. Ooh, Sal's fatal. Oh, my goodness. This is turning around, and I'm having a great time. Yep, he's got it, and this is going to be absolutely fantastic as DLC is now trying to hold back the Ash. Little a lot. See if this goes as a flashbang goes out. Ash is going to try and come around the corner. Texas Knight showing that Southern pride. Will he get the headshot on DLC? We'll have to see as he's got now teammates, and he doesn't as DLC drops him. CMU is now losing people left, right, and center. It's a 2v1. Never mind. It's a 1v4 as DLC annihilates Liberus through the wall. Sorry, the barricade. I'm getting too excited. I don't know what's going on.
This is a very exciting match one. Now down just to no pickles, but he is going to find a nice shot on to Maestro. Down him, finish him off. He will have to back off that balcony, though. He will get smoked out. 20 seconds left. Lucy pushes him, but Callie making beautiful work with that sniper there. Only has 15 seconds, though. Diffuser's still down by bottom 8. She can grab it quick, but she's not going to have much time to get back up to site if she does. Looks like she's just going to charge right for the site, but nah, not very well. As Smoke smokes it off, she's just going to push through. She's being smoked. She's got the Banshee on her, and she swings for the smoke, finds one. Oh, and almost head through the wall. Oh, that would have been nuts if she pulled that off.
Oh, my goodness. that round exploded. That was nuts. Even no pickles at the end there, taking Dark Matter out through the Habana hole and then coming back down and outplaying the smoke by pushing through it. I was going to say maybe not the smartest play, but wow, IQ out the window, nearly took the round away from UC. But at the end of it there, I have to really applaud DLC for that one as he got the diffuser down and held firm against an onslaught of CMU coming from almost every angle. DLC was able to hold that down for as long as he could, drained the time and the ability of the attacking team down. Oh my goodness gracious. That was a fantastic first round. I'm fired up. I hope everyone else is too, because wow, if this is how it's starting, I can't wait to how it progresses.
Spades.
Yeah, what's up?
What? Who's no pickles playing?
No.
What?
No.
I'm seeing that right? Like
you're seeing
I'm not
that right.
I'm seeing Amaru, right?
Okay. Predictions. What do you think's gonna happen? Where do you think he's going?
What can he do with Amaru on basement site?
I know exactly what he can do, but I'm gonna wait till you have a good idea.
What, does he rappel in main stairs window?
This is what he's gonna do. No. He may or may not do this. I've seen a friend of mine in CEA do this before. He's gonna Amaru to the top main of the what's it called? The main roof. He's gonna take logistics hatch. He's gonna run right down the middle main stairwell. We have to see
Come
this
on,
because if this
please.
is no, he's gonna do it. No, he's taking too long. What is he doing? He's taking too
waiting
long.
for the peaks. Please do it.
Oh, he's not gonna do it. No, I think he's just picking it for the G8 because that would have been funny as hell to watch.
Window?
Yeah, I've watched.
Right. I was gonna say just take IQ, but they already got one.
Yeah, no. Oh, there goes one
And
down if DLC comes
down
out.
early.
And by DLC again.
Yeah,
Oh
DLC
my goodness.
sniffing it out. There we go. No pickles. Grapple hook in hand.
Oh,
She's looking at that main stairs window. She's waiting for it. You can see the blue outline of one of the defenders upstairs. And Master, though, yeah, she's gonna think, yeah, maybe not the best idea. Let's play it a little bit safer. I mean, if you weren't a man down, maybe you'd be able to get away with it. But yeah, oh,
He didn't
no
take the secondary
either.
shotgun.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Oh boy. Okay, going back upstairs, we're seeing Sledge coming into that construction. Sorry, not Sledge. Yeah, it is Sledge. With Sophia taking some shots from logistics. They're trying to clear that out now. I was hoping Amaru was going to go through that logi hatch. That would have caught the guy in there off guard. But it seems like he's fallen back. There's no one left upstairs. But they're still going to clear it either way because 2020 site is, well, hasn't really done much for us this year anyways. As we do see Elastola Ola and her gun about to go rat-a-tat-tat. Anyone goes into the bar there. And, oh my God, Eraser takes down No Pickles with a headshot through the bar window. Is that diffuser still down?
No.
No.
Lil Bettis
IQ's
has
got it. Never mind. Yep, Lil Bettis has got it.
Lil Bettis.
Lil Beatus.
Lil Beatus. All right.
Oh my God, it's Lil Beatus. The fetus of DLC goes down. Oh my God.
Wait, what? There's 3 bodies on pool window. I'm seeing that right?
Yeah, it's No
All
Pickles,
3
Toxicity,
deaths.
and DLC.
All 3 deaths have happened right outside that window so far. Wow,
Oh,
this
man.
roam from UC here, just really holding. It was quite far. DLC holding in strip, but he did have some backup from Eraser. But now Eraser's caught in bathroom here, and there's no way the attackers know he's there. Yeah, look at that. Lil Beatus just ran right by him, had no idea, and now Eraser strikes. That's a double for Eraser. He only has 2 more to find, and Sledge was bottom main. He's now all alone as Visceroid finds Styles. Texas in a 1v4. He has the sledgehammer and the diffuser in his hands, but he's pinned between defenders right now. He has sight behind him and a roamer up top. He's quite literally stuck between a rock and a much harder place, but he does have that SMG-11 in his back pocket if he tends to use it. The pre-fires coming out from Maestro through the wall aren't going to find anything, and the swing from Dark Matter from back Arsenal is going to finish the round off. Cincinnati, 2 rounds in a row now.
That is got to be the craziest second round in regards to that. They went from such a hard hold to a very heavy roamer presence, and they picked apart CMU. They were not ready for that whatsoever. They lost 2 guys on that bar, double window on bar there. Both of them getting absolutely dropped by DLC. He's proven to be a linchpin in their defense, not necessarily because he's anchoring, because he seems to find the diffuser wherever it goes. I think CMU's really got to watch their handling of the diffuser and where it decides to go, and it must have some support because they seem to have a heat-seeking missile on their diffuse carrier, and they just keep dropping in the worst spots. But going back in on that third kill, I believe it was Lil Beatus taking down, oh my goodness, who was it? I think it was DLC. Yeah, it was DLC with the Claymore. He was playing Ella. The 3 bodies on one spot. I don't think I've really seen that too often, but you know,
especially in such a weird spot too.
Yeah, of all the places to drop 3 people at,
pool window
and bar.
Huh.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. Like, yeah, you might expect to see like 3 bodies like piled up in destruction or in cache. You know, that's like a nice funnel point the attackers have to push in through sight, or a nice cutoff the attackers can have on the defense. But pool window, 3 bodies right outside of it. They were just really strange. And Lil Beatus was there. He had to have put a Claymore down, but he was the only one that managed to make it out or through that window unscathed, I should say. But CMU, again, coming out with these sort of unconventional operators. Styles picking the Ying this time around with a secondary hard breach. This is the second round we've seen a secondary hard breach. So I'm wondering if CMU's strat is like a Habana is your primary hard breacher, and then another operator with secondary hard breach, because we saw Amaru bring it just last round. Kind of interesting. It gives the attack a lot of flexibility.
Is it just me, or does Styles look like he's a little scared to have that diffuser? He's still in
It's
spawn.
not leaving spawn. He doesn't want to
Oh,
drop
there he
it.
goes. He's on the run. All right, CMU starting their attack up. We'll see. Ying's actually not a bad one to have, the diffuser. She can flash her way out if she needs to with those candelas. Gives her a way in and out of a sticky situation. However, it does seem like they are switching up their tactics once in a while. They're not playing too heavy of a roam, but they do have that drop down into the bar area for the Jaeger to go for that roam if need be. Jaeger being played by Eraser Rain, and I'm hoping he's going to bring the rain with the bullets. Oh dear, that didn't go down as well as they wanted it to be. Is it electrified from below? Is that why they can't find it?
No, the electrical is all the way up on the ceiling, so the lens has to be placed pretty high, I think.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know where they've been lancing it.
I think the lance was actually, they
are
just didn't get it.
Right up top.
Yeah,
oh, that's so unfortunate. That's sort of a weird thing. If you place the electrical above the wall, the sort of lip at the top of the reinforcements kind of protects it. Now, it's not a surefire way, but that spot's a pain to get into.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to have to see how they do this because they've just lost 2 lances to that one wall. And we're going to have to see how this progresses.
They lost all 3 to that wall.
Is it all 3 now? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Callie's out. That's...
Oh, boy.
Not great. They do have Ash on the board, so she can get rid of like the castles or Evil Eyes if they need to. But without those lances, that leaves it pretty much down to that one and only operator. But Styles finally kind of styling on the defense here, using that secondary hard breach. Gonna let Habana hold on to those Kairos for a little bit longer. Gonna be opening construction. So now the attack has the defense split right down the middle here, with 2 attackers in cash. Make that 1 as Texas Knight finds the head of Eraser. It's now Legion separated from the rest of the defense, and, well, he's not separated anymore. He's completely taken off the board. CMU finally looking like they have a nice, strong setup coming here. They have a lot of good presence. They're taking it slow. Ying finally using those candelas just on their own teammate. There we go. Habana flashing out the site, getting him in the right direction. Dark Matter holding that tight door with the Aldo, though, is going to be quite the force to be reckoned with. We see Castle on main stairs being jackal tracked, so they know where one of the defenders are at least. Make that 2 as Presto does a little bit of damage on the toxicity, but with 15 seconds left, the attackers are going to have to try to do something. Candela's come out. That's Maestro and Castle fully blind, and Styles is finally walking in. They don't see the Maestro on the bomb.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Not enough. They don't have enough to get it done. Oh. They ran out of ammo.
Oh, that was a pistol. Just 4 operators at the end there with pistols out trying to find each other.
Talk about desperation moves. That was a little unprecedented. The Habana, I don't think she saw Maestro because the candelas went off as she was scanning the room. And she ended up just holding on to the bathroom side, unloading whatever she had left in her rifle there, and then pulled out the pistol and just prayed to God. But unfortunately, there was nothing left as the defending side team, Cincinnati, really held that together. Although by the fingertips and the skins of their teeth, they were able to hold on to it just because Ash ran out of ammunition in the pistol. And Texas Knight really coming up hard there for CMU, getting those extra frags inside of Cash on the other side there, as well as using that secondary breach to get through the logistics wall, allowing themselves to split the defenders was a really good plan. Unfortunately, a little too much time wasted trying to gather their wits here as UC just capitalized on that time running down. They only had 3 people left on their team. It was going to look like it was going to be a CMU victory on that round, but unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, because if you can't push in within those last seconds and win out the round, it's all that effort is for naught.
All right, Spades. Imagine being Dark Matter in that scenario, though. You're sitting on bomb, you're holding door with an Alda, all of a sudden you're full flash. You fully expect to die. When you come to, you have 4 attackers standing in front of you. That's
the only thing I'm thinking of right now is lunchtime at that point, and I'm pretty sure that's what he was saying.
He's just letting it spray, yeah.
He let it rip, and he oh my God. Talk about being put in the proper place at the proper time with the proper weapon to do it, the amount of bullets you need.
Did they just shoot Kairos on that wall?
Yeah, I think so. I think they were going for a fast play again, but this time CMU was ready, and they got rid of one of the pellets There we go. As we're seeing the lance come out to full effect, we're
Doesn't
hopefully going
work,
to see a breach, but it didn't
Those are
work.
those
No, they've got it on the other
yeah.
side, and it's up high. That's going to be difficult to get rid of. Oh my
The
goodness.
other one's right on the rack there too. It can be shot from server window, but that's such a dangerous angle to take, and you can't see it. It's tucked behind a little computer. Now you can break it, but CMU just kind of trying to brute force this. Is going to use another lance, and it's not going to quite work out for him. Yeah, server wall's still going to be electrified. They're going to have to try to do something else here. They could try like an Ash breach charge through the drone hole. That might get the claw since it's not placed all the way in the top corner, but that's a lot of util, especially since they only have the Ash and one lance left.
That's very, very true. And going forward, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to notice that CMU is starting to get a little frustrated. Like you said, they're trying to brute force their way through certain situations as DLC finds Texas Knight from behind, but he gets dropped as a trade comes through. His toxicity shows him the true meaning of poison. Going back over towards that red stairwell. He's got one of the roamers out, but they're not down and out as they still have 4 members on the board. UC really trying hard here to do some serious damage, but wow, Toxicity with Furious Enrage takes out Eraser Rain at the top of the stairs, but he too is counter-fragged as Presto Dragon turns that microwave timer back 10 minutes and drops him without it even being ready to pop the spaghetti as Liberbeatus decides to try and move his way up maybe a little bit faster, or sorry, a little bit slower as he's a... Oh, did he not get seen? Did Dark Matter see it? Or he did as he drops Liberbeatus. Oh my goodness. This is going to be another round where Dark Matter is going to come into play at the top of that red stairwell. Style, though, also getting another trade frag out as Presto goes down. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on, but it's a trade for trade game at the moment. We've got ourselves Styles about to try and drone out. He definitely caught the wind of those dollar bills flying everywhere, and he knows this isn't a strip club, so clearly somebody over there is hitting a money bag. As No Pickles moving in through that one hallway, trying to get in and close. It's a fight to begin with. As Style Fatal takes down BVS on that backside through the rotate. It looks like it's just the Meatball Man himself, but he doesn't have enough meat in the shield as Styles finds him and dabs on with the Ying Yang Ding-a-ling gun.
Ying Yang Ding-a-ling?
Yeah. She rings your bell, man. Ding-a-ling.
Sure. Yeah. 100%. I guess. Whatever you say, Spades. I'll go with it. LMG versus LMG there. Ying's just kind of proven superior. Kind of rubbing in Maestro's face like, you lost an 8-gog, I still got mine. I'm going to win this one out real quick. Poor Meatball Man. But yeah, you see finally losing a round to Central Methodist. This could be what Central Methodist needs to sort of bring this back. Now, again, this is Clubhouse. It wouldn't be a siege game on Clubhouse if no one mentioned that. Yeah, going 4-2 on your defensive half is pretty standard. Clubhouse tends to be quite defender-sided. But I mean, Central Methodist didn't lose Jim Bedroom. They probably should have. But unfortunately, just the way the trades work, Ying actually probably working is more of a detriment to the team. But they did win cash server though. That's a feat to be happy with. That's definitely a good site to take out. And now they get to try and do it once again as UC brings it back to cash server. Now Central Methodist only needs one more round out of these next 2 on the board to be in a pretty solid space. A pretty solid spot going into their defensive half. But if they can put this round and the round after that on the board for them, bring it to an even 3v3, they might just have this map.
Yeah, no, you are right on that. They can definitely put this together. It's going to be difficult for them, but they can definitely string some kills together like they did on that first time around. It's going to be very difficult for UC not to lose. However, it seems like CMU is starting to realize they don't necessarily need to take that wall in order to get the win, which is proved 100% in the last round. But they're really going to have to smarten up because there was a lot of trade frags on both sides, and both of them were giving more or less too many opportunities for the other team to get those trade frags, as both teams were making somewhat mistakes, and it seemed like UC definitely did not capitalize by the end of that. However, CMU has definitely been put on the upset a few times here. We do see DLC looking for someone to see it, and he's not going to get him. He's already up top. Hopefully he doesn't come back around, though.
No.
They didn't take down the default cam.
There was a default. Those yellow pings were from a teammate sitting on default cam.
Yeah, and hopefully it didn't. And nothing came of it, unfortunately. But at the same time around, if they decide to go back around, and DLC decides to be sneaky and hold down there, and he's waiting. He's just waiting and biding his time until someone makes the mistake to come back up. As we're seeing Texas doling out some Southern pride on the top of that red stairwell, getting rid of that Maestro cam. He's still got some barbed wire and a smoke to deal with, as he's now down about a little over 50% of his health. But we did have a dropout as No Pickles has walked off the game. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a problem here. Looks like the call is from the Observer to continue play, as we've got Styles down. Toxicity's the last one left as DLC finds Styles for, oh my goodness. Toxicity, last one left. Cali against a 5-man team. The only one that has any sort of health off of him is the Jagger player known as BVS. I can't say the first part of his name, but I'll keep calling him BVS. But it doesn't matter as he spreads the toxicity around and DLC goes down. He's got to be a little bit more careful here, as there still is a 4-man team, but now they know kind of where he is. They're going to have to either just hold the site with 53 seconds left in the match, or are they going to try and go for the frag and be a little bit greedy on this one? We'll have to see, as time will tell. As Toxicity is definitely trying to see whether or not they go for the frag, and it doesn't matter as Dark Matter comes from the top of the ceiling through the hatch, and Toxicity was not ready for. Oh, look at that angle. Oh, I'm not sure if he's the one that should just rename himself to Toxicity, because that was toxic all on his own.
All right, the rehost will be called and given. So we will be taking a quick 5-minute break. Hopefully not that long. He did DC at the beginning of the round, so hopefully he's just ready to hop in and ready to go. So far, Cincinnati putting up quite the fight. DLC with 3 out of the 5 opening picks so far. It's been an absolute mad lad on the roam, just taking heads, taking names, and taking 3 diffusers now?
Yeah, he's been a heat-seeking dart to whoever has the diffuser. He caught the first one downstairs near the main entrance, in between that connector bit between the bottom, or so the outside of garage near the stock room, and in between bar, and he just dropped, I think, 60% of the team that came after it again. Then the second time, he grabs him as he's trying to get through that pool window, doing God's work, if you want to call it, as he was just decimating the attacking team yet again. Unfortunately, he goes down through a claymore, but the first 3 bodies that came up against that window ended up not leaving. So I don't know if that says anything about it or what, but wow, what a string of victories for UC so far. Again, defender-sided map. CMU does have their chance on defense, and they're going to have to really put it together, being down 5-1. That extra point could have definitely put them in a better position. But, this game can go either way, especially with how our defenses are seemingly playing out so far this year. If you know what you're doing, you play with a calm, cool, and collected head, 9 times out of 10, you can come out top. However, we have seen some serious upsets in this league so far when it comes to defenses. Not very often, but they do rear their ugly head sometimes. And we'll just have to see how it all plays out as the CMU team versus Cincinnati. It can go either way still. We got lots of siege left to play.
Left. We're only 5 rounds in. Cincinnati still has 1 more round on their defensive half before Central Methodist is going to give it a go on Clubhouse. And of course, we have an entirely different map. After that, we will be going to Theme Park eventually, and this would be my first time casting Theme Park, so I'm a little excited for it. But we'll just have to see how that goes. I don't know. Central Methodist, a few of those rounds, especially that gym bedroom round, should have gone in their favor. Like that they had that round. They cut the defense off. They killed the defenders holding cash, just separated them out, held the flanks, let Ash push through, do her thing, and they were up 5-3. And then unfortunately they just had to push through sight, and they had the Candelas to do it, but they just didn't check their tight corner. And Dark Matter just letting the Alda rip. It's kind of upsetting, but yeah, I think Central Methodist is definitely going to bring the score back at least a little bit on their defensive half.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, you know what? Like you said, there were key moments, even in the rounds that they lost, that they showed great potential to take the round away from Cincinnati. And it was, like you said, with that one round when they split the defenders in two, you had two in cash and three on the main sites. The Candela bounced off a teammate's head. Talk about what a moment to be had in the middle of a match. I mean, even in ranked, I know there's a few of us in chat who's had that where you go to throw one of those Candelas and it bounces wrong, or if it hits a teammate because they're walking in front of you as you're trying to throw them. God, don't you feel terrible because you're just thinking the whole time, oh my God, I just made you all blind.
I have a clip from it was a while back. This was on old theme park actually. We were trying to open up one of the walls in train. So our Thatcher was throwing it from like the other side of train. The first EMP threw hit a teammate, right? The teammate was jiggling. He's like, oh, okay, whatever. Watch out. He throws another one. Same teammate jiggles, blocks it again. So he throws his last and final one. Of course, a different teammate jiggles in front of it and stops it, so we couldn't get through the wall. Just stuff like that happens in Siege. You hate to see it. It sucks, but that's just kind of how the game goes sometimes.
Gotcha. Oh, that's very true. Yep. Bridge R6, thank you for the update. It's Viceroy. I'm gonna have to remember that. I'm probably gonna keep
Viceroy?
screaming.
It's not Viceroy?
Yeah, he's got it in chat.
He does.
Viceroy. I'm gonna call him Viceroy. From now on, he's the collective against the Clone Wars. All right,
Rice Boy.
Rice Boy. Getting back into it, we got Cincinnati still on the defense for 5 rounds in, 4-1. Ghost Gang from CMU trying their best to do whatever they can to get those points on the board for themselves. They have definitely put in the effort. Now let's see if it capitalizes on getting those extra points, putting themselves in a most optimal position to continue on to their defensive side. But it looks like Presto's not going to let that happen with anything easy. He's setting up his Maestro cams on the inside of sight, getting himself good lines of sight on any of the attacking points that could possibly be used. As we see DLC and another Eraser Rain going up, pinging things for DLC, and he's showing them that no pickles is not on the menu for tonight. DLC getting that pistol kill. They dropped another one. Never mind, that was one of their teammates, Dark Matter, trying to get some sneaky, peeky shots through the wall, trying to crawl away, painting a pretty picture on the ground while he's doing it. No pickles, losing out that thermite. Not a huge loss because they did bring Habana, but still, that is going to do some serious damage. Presto also down as well, losing the ability to open up and turn the Meatball Man's cams that he's got downstairs in sight. As we see Styles, and he's styling on Dark Matter. He goes down in blue. That's another big one down. But, that was just the ending of him anyways, as he was painting that beautiful picture, but he's just lost to Candela through blue because there was one of the ADSs. And here we go as Viceroy, I'm saying it right, gets annihilated by Styles. And that was fatal to the core, as they're now got a whole lot of problems coming from blue. I was not going to expect this considering how open blue is, but Eraser Rain is trying to hold off the entirety of the attack as DLC comes up from behind and Labitas gets deleted from the backside as Mozzie opens up with a burst. Eraser Rain still on that B side, but the attackers now have A. What is going to be going on as Styles is holding off the entire attack through his Candelas into the site. I think he knows someone's coming from blue, but Eraser Rain also blind on this one. It's a 2v3 as Styles, Toxicity, and Texas have to hold as DLC's trying to get an aim, and he takes, oh my goodness, Eraser Rain takes down Texas Knight in the back end corner as DLC is fighting tragically through Church. So both of them are in the back. One in Moto, and he gets taken down by Eraser Rain, but DLC going down in time. Mime Toxicity takes him down. He's in the corner. They both see each other. It's a trade of bullets down to pistols again, and Eraser Rain beating it out with time left to spare. Well done on the defense. Another one snatched from CMU.
Toxicity left click to shoot, my man. Oh. It looked like he just looked at him and tried to run away there. I think he had his primary out and then he had his bearing 9 out. So I'm assuming he just was out of ammo. Maybe didn't realize it until he tried to shoot. But oh my gosh, what a back and forth round. Beautiful clutch coming out from Cincinnati to win that back. I was kind of worried. The defense had some really solid positions. Bottom main, 2 on site with Church walls still reinforced. The person in moto just holds blue. The person bottom main holds long haul. There's pretty much nothing the defenders can do to get back into sight, but luckily the defenders were split. Now, usually that's not a good thing, but they were split enough where they could win there once on bottom main, and then actually the person who fragged bottom main went and fragged moto as well. And then it was a 2v1. Eraser almost won that out, bringing it back to a 1v1, and it was just, oh, my heart breaks for CMU. Another round they should have won. Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh, don't you ever. That, I swear, I saw CMU had 3 on site. Styles walked in just melting the defense through church, and that blue hallway through the back end of the AC and the heating unit there, it was all open. It was all open. It looked like there was no way they were going to be able to get through there, especially with the amount of guns that were pointing at it. But Style just walked in, like I said, he's styling on, walked right through, grabbed church, the church site all together by himself, more or less. His teammates coming in, getting the bomb plant down, and it really looked like it was going to be a hard retake. However, the ferocity of DLC and his teammate pushing from both sides, Eraser Rain doing some serious damage through that hallway with another, just like a bullet hole shot through the wall down the moto hallway. And he took out 2 on that hallway, 1 inside moto, 1 just outside of moto. And my goodness, like, they just pulled that counterattack into position, and it was flawless. DLC did go down, but it was enough ammunition spent on the Hibana there that he could not mount a proper defense. Both of them trading rounds left, right, and center, but it ended up being Mozzie pulling out that secondary, getting the win for his team as DLC strikes again from outside as Toxicity gets headbanged from way too far away. Where was the metal music on that one? I don't know.
Did she just hit Ace? The Lance did just hit Ace and fall on the ground. That's so sad.
Oh, man.
You can see the 5 HP missing. Confirmation in chat, though, it is Rice Boy, so we are getting that right. But finally, the Lance going down on that server. Well, we get the Mute Jammer off, and with Cade off the board this early on, Ace can throw his Selmas on the wall and not have to worry about it. I mean, Styles could potentially be trying to mute trick that, but you don't see mute tricking very often, mostly because it's not amazing. But Styles moving down garage stairs here. He's going to open up garage and go for a run out. And yeah, the Claymore there from Dark Matter is going to put him off the board. Now, I commend the effort from CMU. They need to try something crazy to try to get that man advantage back. Or at least try to even it out. But you got to check for Claymores there, especially in a spot as common as garage door. Labitas here, though, on the flank. Looking for any attackers, but none of them are even in from this master construction side yet. So he's just going to be making his way back to site. First smoke canister goes out. The attackers do have control of garage balcony, so they're setting up their attack right now. They're getting ready to take this site, and the defenders have to try to do something to stop them, and moving out of cash is not it. DLC moves in, though. Another smoke canister goes out. It's going to be doing a little bit of damage to Eraser and a DLC, but no one's on site anymore. Mozzie with the nitro comes out, finds one onto Eraser. Diffuser's going to be going back down, though. No Pickles and Labitas have to try to pull this back. Mozzie pushing from top stairs is going to retake cash, but Diffuser's finally going to go down. The defenders now become the attackers. The time is ticking down. They have to get on that Diffuser in 30 seconds or else it's all over. Labitas finds one onto Viceroy, bringing it to a nice, not even 2v3 just yet, but presto, putting the hurt on. Labitas has to try to ace this out now. He's the only one with frags on the board. He has 3 left. 15 seconds left to get on that Diffuser, and he still has 3 attackers he has to go through. And tracks on the ground. I don't think this is going to happen out. Labitas, yeah, he's got the reload. He's got less than 4 seconds to get on the Diffuser. And yeah, it doesn't matter. Presto playing that nice and aggressive with the AK. Cincinnati really putting the hurt on is going to bring it to match point.
Yeah, that was another hectic round. I have to say that DLC's really he's really been the magic man almost, if you want to call it that. Not only in the defensive rounds where he was finding where the Diffuser was almost every round, getting the pistol kill at that last defensive round on his side through that upstairs doorway. They didn't get the default cam again, and that's where they were getting pinged, and he was able to shoot them through the barricade without really doing much else. It wasn't even wild flailing, and they did a lot of damage. But and again, able to win that defensive side. But in this attacking one, that headshot right off the bat on Toxicity, that really put them in a good position, and they just seemed to ride off of that momentum. They grabbed the momentum, they took the brakes off the train, and headed her full steam down the track for that win. As Presto at the very end, they're holding it off. I don't really think there was much for them to do at that point, especially with the tracks down and who was on site. Ace with that AK-12, it's very difficult to push that guy, especially with an SMG. I know the SMG-11 is known to be a headshot master, but just the sheer momentum, and I don't know whether or not just the absolute fervor of playing or what, but he was on a tear, and he was just continuing down the track without being stopped. That was a very well-played round by UC on that one.
Yeah, there's way too much UC hype going on in chat right now. I only see UCs in there. CMU, come on, your boys need it. They've gone close. They just don't have that hype from chat yet. That's all they need. That's that little push they need to just get a couple rounds on the board. That's all it is. But anyways, potentially the last round of Clubhouse now. The attackers not bringing an IQ though. Oh, nice little pre-fire from Eraser onto No Pickles. Not gonna quite be ahead. Now, if that was a headshot, I'd be very impressed.
Did he know he was there though?
I don't know. I don't know if he knew. It was just a nice little, like, he moved over. He's just pre-firing that secret window. It makes sense. Oh, if he found the head, that would have been even better. But, I mean, Cincinnati already starting with the advantage here. Just taking that HP off Valkyrie could be huge later on in the round. Now, there is a Valkyrie on the board, though. UC doesn't have an IQ. They don't really have any operators that can really deal with it. They're just going to have to try to keep their eyes peeled for those black eye cameras. And that can be kind of tough to do. They're known to be kind of hard to spot. They like to get shoved in tiny little corners. And on top of that, they can't really drone much for them because of the Mozzie on the board from Methodist. This passes around in some nice areas, preventing the drone holes from server wall, meaning that the attackers are going to kind of look installed out here.
Yeah, no, they're definitely looking a little bit stalled out, especially with that combo of Mozzie and Valkyrie. That's a good difference of denial and intel gathering on top of it. You'll be able to see these things. And as you said before, taking that claw out from the that one side off of the cache window, giving them the chance to go through the one window. However, it may or may not be enough, as it looks like we do have a bit of a pick as Lebetis finds DLC through the window. That's not bad. That's actually a really good pick coming off of Strip there. He has been one of the main roamers on this side for CMU, doing some serious damage on that one, taking the sledge out. There goes the frag grenades and a drone. I think he still had a drone left. However, there's still a lot left to play, as we've got Presto, Eraser, Viceroy, and Dark Matter getting themselves ready to push in, and that's a huge frag by Eraser. Toxicity not getting any help. Oh my goodness, he's going to need some bandages for that face after the amount of times he's taken headshots. Styles answering back, taking down Dark Matter through that busted hole in the wall as it just keeps going. As Presto also pushing in, taking down the Southern Knight known as Texas, getting himself ready to push in again. Here comes the diffuser being placed down. Presto getting himself ready. Mozzie gets killed by Styles. Lebetis is going to be saying, what? To Styles after this game. What happened there? Is Styles helping out the enemy team, but he answers in kind, taking down Presto Dragon. It's up to Eraser and Viceroy, as we do see both the Valkyrie and the Legion trying to push out. He's trying to stop the attackers from pushing out through the hole in the wall there, from getting themselves a bit of a extra advantage, and he's trying to knife away the tracks. He's got to get a little closer, but it comes down to both of them being in garage here, one holding the rotate, the other one on the other side of window. He's going to be peeked, and it doesn't matter as Eraser gets him from the backside. Oh, it looked like he also dropped the thick lock too. That was, yeah, he got him, but just enough as Eraser Rain in the way, causing the pain on the backside, getting the win for Cincinnati once more. These rounds are going right down to the bare minimum here, as it's just not going well.
If Styles didn't TK Lebetis, he had a nitro in his pocket. They had lounge. That nitro could have gone up and denied the plant, and that round could have gone completely differently. But Styles just a little bit too trigger happy. Oh no, you hate to see it, but it does happen, unfortunately. Now, looking at the scoreboard real quick, DLC kind of on the top frag for the most part, but I think that was a racer above him that last few rounds. We did have that rehost. That wasn't all the rounds. But on the other side, Labidas, I think, was on the top of the board. And yeah, of course, Styles fragging him, taking him off the board was not a great thing. But, it is Siege. It does happen. We will be going for a quick 5-minute break. Let our players have a nice little bathroom break. Let Spades, put on some more makeup. I know he's been
Oh,
wanting
gotta
to do
look
that.
great. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you always look great. Don't worry.
Aw, I'm blushing.
Yeah, go put on some more blush.
We'll see you back in 5, guys.
I'm gonna do my thing.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, all of you UC fans in chat. I've just been seeing UCs. If you're cheering for CMU, I want to see it. These guys, they need a little bit of boost. Spades, how's your makeup looking?
Oh, I'm looking fantastic. You know it, girl. But
Yeah,
say
dude.
it loud, say it proud, bring the school colors out and be there in chat. Don't matter how many UC fans there are, always make it known for the
No
CMU
such
guys
thing
as
as too
well.
many.
Exactly. So now we're going on to our next map, theme park. Neither of us, I think, have casted a single match on this map, so this is going to be
Fantastic.
interesting.
Let's
I
go.
can't wait. I want to get on the carousel first. We go on that first, then I can watch the rest of the siege match, and I'll be happy. But I think
I was
we're
a big
getting
fan of the
ourselves into
train.
yeah, I think we're going to get ourselves into a game of bumper cars beforehand as Cincinnati Black going against the Ghost Green Gang of CMU. And I think they are going to continue to fight to the top. I know the scoreline was 7-1 on that last match, but the game itself is not told through that because I can guarantee you CMU was trying at almost every angle. It was coming down to nearly a one-on-one at the end, and sometimes some bad frags here, some great frags there. And now we're on the second match, and it's Cincinnati Black versus Ghost Green Gang of CMU. It's going to be
Yes.
interesting.
Cincinnati really just able to just clutch rounds out where CMU kind of lacked in that aspect. A lot of those rounds were really close. Even when CMU had the man advantage, Cincinnati just pulled it back somehow. I don't know how they did, whether it was DLC just finding that flank, finding a couple frags, or just the beautiful pushes coming out from Cincinnati. Really just I don't know. It was really a lot closer than that scoreline showed, but again, it's just Cincinnati being able to win those rounds out, being able to keep their cool, being able to just be like, yeah, all right, let's push these guys out, let's take care of them, then we'll push site, boom, done, fantastic. But theme park, a very different map than Clubhouse. I'm trying to think why.
do you not know why?
No, I my train of thought just went right out the window, honestly.
So one of the reasons why I think it's such a different map is because no one plays it, for that matter. That's
True.
the first thing I'm going to bring up. No one plays this map, and it almost, at least on my side of things, and when it comes to ranked or even any other game mode for that matter, theme park is almost universally hated. I'm wondering whether or not that plays a part in it. Psychological warfare. Oh, great! I have to play on theme park. Someone's going to go into the scary house and start wiggling hands at me, aren't they? But
the Halloween mode was pretty fun last year. That's the only good memory I have of the theme park, I think.
Oh, but come on. Some of the skins were fantastic. Lesion's
True.
zombified liquid going into the brain head thing is fantastic.
I got his headgear. I love that headgear.
I love that game mode.
But
we're back in CEA, and we're going to be watching this first round go off. Here is Cincinnati Black on the attack, and Ghost Green Gang taking on the defense. We'll have to see how they go, as they are holding up in throne room first, holding the prize possession, if you will. Throne room is known to be one of the harder sites to take. It's sometimes almost a surefire win for the defense. However, as the attacking team, you've definitely got some cards up your sleeves, if you want to say that, as we do have DLC on the Zofia, Viceroy bringing the Thicklock once again, Dark Matter bringing the Spanish Inquisition Toe Sniffer Jackal, and we've got Presto on that Ace and Eraser Rain on the Habana. You know you want to blow a hole through that wall, and we're going to have to see how this goes, as it don't really see any way to take down the denial.
Is Smoke spawn peeking?
I think that's
spawn peeking?
That is
what
Smoke
is he
doing?
Peeking.
Can we get an eye on Smoke, as toxicity is not able to get a proper he was able to get a proper spawn peek, as he got droned out, and he's being shackled as he's going through everything. Here's Dark Matter looking for Smoke. He's gonna walk 2 inches in front of himself. He might get his face taken off, but no, that doesn't seem to be the play, as he walks back just in time as the defender operator was lining up his head for that little pixel peek around the corner. But upstairs, Liberatus, Lil Beatus My goodness, his name, Tongue Twister, on that control side of the second floor. Now he's being jackled. Things are going to be a little bit interesting for him. As now the attacking team is completely ready to take him on. They have opened up the hatch. They got 3 members above the hatch and 1 pushing from the backside of daycare. This is not good. He has no way out. They have him cornered and completely cut off. Now, whether or not they take him on properly is an entirely different story. They have to be careful because they waste way too much time up here, which is probably his whole plan of action here. They got to be very, very careful. He's now starting to open up holes. Darkmatter kills his teammate. Liberitas goes down, but he doesn't go down without a fight as he gets into the mind-playing games. Oh, that's got to hurt. Erase Rain, the Habana has been taken down. They've only got Ace, which, I mean, still a very good hard breach, but wow, that's definitely going to limit their ability to open up specific walls. They still don't have any way to take down the denial on those walls unless they start blowing holes open for Sophia. But even then, they have a Jaeger. So Texas Knight, if he placed his ADSs down properly, will be able to negate anything that the Sophia tries to do. But as we do see here, we do have Dark Matter getting some toes through the top as we got DLC grabbing some holes there, taking down No Pickles with a frag through the brain. And that rear side yellow stairwell wall is starting to take a beating as Throne Room is looking just a tad more open than it did before.
Just making some more airflow, just letting making the room a bit more breathable. There's only like 2 doors into that site. That's a big room. You need some more holes. Attackers are just helping out with that, but from above, Toxicity being lit to very, very low HP. That's not a good sign. Smoke has all 3 canisters in his pocket with 15 seconds left. Presto finds the headshot of 1. Toxicity takes a swing, but doesn't quite find the pick. Smoke canister comes down. He's trying to prevent the push. Bull is just raining down all sides of him. He's going to pretty much stop the attack here. But no, they'll finally get in. They'll get up on a box. Presto not even going for plant just yet. Oh, barely putting that down in time. It's not on Justice Styles, and some shots being exchanged, but he's not going to quite find anything. 1v4. This is not looking good for Styles whatsoever. He's got 3 attackers on his level, 1 above. And yeah, Presto finishing that round out. Cincinnati, I was kind of worried coming into that round. I wasn't sure how they were going to get through any of those walls. They had the hard breacher, but nothing to deal with that denial. But they had the plan. They took up top, got rid of the mute jammer from bottom red stairs, and they took that out. Cincinnati looking kind of strong on the attack for Theme Park. I'm kind of scared for CMU.
Yeah, I would be too. They took one of the most closed area sites and turned it into an open concept on the market on that one, as they ripped open that yellow wall. And wow, I was very scared for that attack. But Cincinnati really just changed my mind around when it comes to dealing with that wall denial. You don't need to go to the default Maverick with a grenade up through the top, especially when you place the Jaegers properly. The ADS is Texas putting them down in the proper positions for the denial. However, that's not what their plan was the whole time. They just opened up a piece of the top end of near the yellow wall, and they started taking people out left, right, and center. There were only 2 full HP members left on site by the time they were ready to push. With Smoke, I believe that was Toxicity, hiding behind the pillar, almost getting fragged himself in the early portions of the match. However, UC seems to be in complete control on this one. They've got themselves a very cold and calculated feel when it comes to their play, almost like they have anticipated most options here, which means they've either done their homework or they know exactly what they're doing on this map. And because of the scarcity of this map, I do believe that if they've done their homework on it, they're going to come out on top, because there's just not enough pro or even college level teams playing this map to really know what to do. It's going to throw a lot of players through a loop. Again, though, it's going to come all the way down to CMU and how they've either prepared for this match or whether or not they even have any strategies in their arsenal to use against or for this map to begin with. It's really going to come down to how they react to these attacks by UC.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell that Cincinnati picked this map. They've obviously done their research, done their practice. And their attacks are already looking just super clean. Drones coming out, the pings coming out as well, just spying all of those little cross angles that are around. Pickles on the Mira. This is an operator we don't get to see being played much at all. But CMU running her, definitely not a bad idea. There's quite a few really strong spots to play those black mirrors on this map. This top yellow stairs is definitely one of them, as there's already some bullets being exchanged between the attack and the defense, but nothing is quite gonna connect. The drone's still just trying to drone in, trying to get Cincinnati just a little foothold in the building at least, and they got to deal with Lebetis first, who's on the roam in daycare right now, just hunting those drones out. He's gonna have to deal with the attack pushing into him before too long, but he's gonna decide to back out of there. So yeah, the jackal track onto him goes down as well. He's already wasted a lot of utility. The attack already missing what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drones and a jackal track used for Lebetis, and he's back on site safe now. So definitely already a strong roam, and he didn't even have to shoot anyone. He didn't have to do any damage. He just shot some drones, ran back. Just little stuff like that can completely change how a round plays.
Yeah, especially when the denial of intel like that is going to be huge. And especially when you just run around and you take all that ability for them to drone out, you are making them guess every corner they walk past. And Texas Knight showing why you need to check those corners as a racer literally gets erased. And we have no pickles using that soft wall black mirror to hold back the attack once again as we see shots coming in over to his corner, but he's in a very strong position. However, we've got ourselves a little bit of damage done on the other side as Texas Knight also down past 25% and Dark Matter also losing just about the exact same amount. The only difference is that it seems like right now Cincinnati's been a little bit stalled on their attack, losing one member of their team. DLC trying to get a frag around, comes around the corner, and Toxicity unleashes, and the kidneys of DLC could not hold back the poisonous substance, and he goes down. Labreed is taking down Viceroy, and that's the end of it as Toxicity finds Dark Matter to win the round. Well done, CMU. Well done and well played. I don't know, but I like it so far.
Me too. What an absolute banger of a round. Central Methodist just having enough of Cincinnati. They're like, yeah, you know what? We're done with this. We're gonna waste drones early round, play it nice and safe. Defense coming out there. Toxicity, Texas Knight. What an absolute banger of a round. Props to CMU really bringing it back. That was praising Cincinnati for their attacks here, but I'm not so sure after seeing that defense. Central Methodist, they were checking us out round one. They're like, all right, we'll throw this round, let Cincinnati get a little bit overly confident, and we'll just take the rest out from underneath them.
Yeah, talk about giving them a false sense of hope and then ripping it away in the most cruel way fashionable. That was a very well-calculated match on the defensive side. CMU showing the Ghostbusters, not today, more or less, as the Ghost Green Gang is coming here and they're telling everybody they're here to stay as they've got their own point on the board. Again, though, we haven't seen this map played ever in our casting careers so far, and this is going to be putting a staple on this map for us, and so far I'm enjoying it as both teams bringing everything they've got. That second round on the defensive side, whoa, that's an interesting little tidbit of information, as now we know where that black guy may or may not go, as he got droned out and probably walking away, maybe putting it somewhere else. So he's definitely looking around, trying to use those lights as a cover, so to speak, for those black guys, as they are very difficult to see, especially when you place them right on like a light that it actually has a light source emitting. They are not easy to see and can be very, very well camouflaged if done properly. As we've seen them going back down to Throne, and it looks like Toxicity's looking up, asking it may look like rain, as now UC's getting ready for that attack, maybe bringing the rain from the top, is that they did in that first round on Throne, doing some serious damage from up top. I wonder what CMU has got planned to possibly defend against this. They had one roamer up top before, and we remember that, what was it? I believe it was Dark Matter was literally erased off the map when one of his teammates, I was playing the Habana, I believe Eraser might have been the one to take him down. No, it wasn't DLC.
I think
it was,
Dark Matter shot a racer round
you
one.
sure? It was the other way around?
Dark Matter was on the Jackal, and he fried the Habana.
Oh,
Pretty
yes,
sure.
you are. Yep. No, you are correct in that. Yes. But yeah, that was nuts. That was, however, the last bit of luck for CMU on the defense, as the rest of the team was pulled apart by an outstanding takedown from the top over through that yellow walls. We're already seeing the precursors of the exact same defense. However, No Pickles has got the intel for the top. He's probably playing a little bit of a sneak around. However, he's got to be very, very careful, as those feet are subject to tone sniffing and shots from above, as the Sophia DLC has proven he is a fragger from that top angle. And as now we've got another one on the other side, the Vigil, going around up top, down low, trying to see whether or not anyone's trying to frag from the bottom level. But it doesn't really seem like that UC has opted for that, as most of the team is upstairs trying to get the wall denial. And I don't think they can see it. Oh, my goodness.
The Electroclaw's up against the ceiling. They don't know that the Electroclaw's up against the ceiling. Oh, they did get it. They did finally.
Finally got it.
But that was a lot of time wasted. That was a good read from CMU, bringing that different denial just to kind of trick the attackers. Definitely worked out for at least a little bit, but now they still have to stall about 50 seconds left. And they're not bringing the smoke this time. They do have a Libitus up their sleeve who's on the roam kind of lightly. If he wanted to, he could go back into that side office and try to punch a hole and look towards bottom yellow, but No Pickles just being lit as she's getting jackal tracked. She will be able to make it out of there barely with her life in. No, Dark Matter drops the hatch and gets the knife onto No Pickles. Smoke going down. That means the plant's probably going to start going down here. And yeah, it is. Libitus is going to have to try to do something. 3 out of the 4 attackers are in sight. The last one's probably above, and it's going to be Toxicity to push forward. But Presto, coming off the diffuser, is going to find his head. And now he's watching the flank. He sees the Vigil, doesn't quite find the shot. Meanwhile, Styles pushing back towards sight's going to find one. 3v3, nice and even out here. Defenders versus attackers are going to have to try to do something, and Libitus on the flank gets fried. And DLC finds Texas. It's now down just to Styles in a 1v3. Diffuser's down. He's going to have to try to take this back. I feel like we've been here before on Clubhouse with Styles having to take this back. He finds one, but not the confirmation. 7 seconds left to get on that diffuser. Zoe pushes in and uses an impact. Lights him to about 50 HP. Shots come through the wall. If he hits the shot, no way. Oh, close. Just Styles being styled on by both attackers there. Zoe just impacting him, whipping out the pistol. Another round to Cincinnati.
Now, they should have bought the DLC, because DLC came back and bit him in the butt on that one. That was an unfortunate replay of the exact same first round loss that they had on Throne. A little bit different. That Electroclaw really put a bit of a monkey wrench, if you will, into the gears of the attacking side, with Cincinnati being held up for nearly 2 minutes on that attack on the yellow wall, because they foresaw the attack coming from the same spot in the exact same way. However, even with the foreknowledge of the attack coming from the exact same angle, there really wasn't much that they could do about it. I think Libitus probably could have started pushing towards that backside a little quicker. If he did, he definitely would have capitalized on them not even looking towards his way, as most of the operators on the attacking side were completely looking into sight. He could have got a heavy, hard flank on them. Maybe things would have turned out differently. However, his roam was unfortunately made completely inert, as he tried pushing the backside, and he was systematically destroyed, as I believe it was Presto found him in that back hallway, saw him for a split second, held in lockers, and took him apart before he really could do any damage. And that point goes to Cincinnati on the attack. Now we're back to the beloved site of CMU, as there seemed to be changing things up a little bit. Last time, No Pickles had put that Black Mirror on the back wall behind him. Now he's got a big old rotate through there, and he's put up a stand-up Black Mirror on the soft wall looking into that cafe position. We're gonna have to see whether or not he plays that any differently than he did before. However, he had a crouched mirror on that last interrogation room in the vault there, and he held up the attack for, God, I think it was about a minute and a half all by himself, and then his teammates, including himself, doing serious damage by every step the attacking side took. Cincinnati could go nowhere when they were pushing through that kid's bedroom area. the daycare area. However, they're in that zone now. That daycare is now their bomb site, and they're going to have to play this differently. They're especially going to have to watch out, as we know all too well that Cincinnati is very, very good at adapting to these defenses. As we're seeing, they're moving a little bit quicker, and they are droning out like crazy. They've already got themselves a sight on the Mira. No Pickles may or may not be stuck here. Here we go as we get the feet sniffer out, and he finds him. He knows he's over in that other room towards the vault. He's stuck in there. Oh, no, he uses that sweet rotate, and he reinforces behind him, sticking the attacking team behind that. However, there is a soft wall. They're looking whether or not they should start opening up. Erase has gotten his sledgehammer out a few times, as we're seeing maybe a frag grenade go through that. He's going for the throw, and it does not go far enough as it bounces on that half wall. It doesn't go for the damage needed to be done. However, the second one goes and blows up next to that soft wall, and again, no damage done. But here we go as the ace charges. Those Salmas are going to go off and take down that reinforced paneled wall on the vault side. But again, for naught, as Pickles has decided, nope, I don't think so. I'm walking away on this one. Goes back to the rotate over towards the break room, and he's now on another Miras. Texas respects us from Texas, taking out a Racer Rain. Viceroy getting the shot off on Styles. That's another headshot for them, and it's all up. Imodium Espresso and DLC getting 2 consecutive frags. There's another one. DLC, stop. I can't hold up with this. You have to be kidding me. It is a 4v1 now as they're pushing into sight. Liberitas is doing his best to stop it, but he doesn't know the plan's going off. There's too much sound going on at the moment. He has no chance as Dark Matter turns around and obliterates him from the universe, and that is the end of it. As Mozzie gets identified by that third eye that Jackal totes around from that yoga perspective. And oh boy, that was a fun one, as the frags just got mounted up. DLC not giving me a chance to breathe.
I was sitting there and I was like, holy crap. CMU, specifically No Pickles, has wasted so much utility, so much time at this point. There was a minute left on the board and they were just opening up that top yellow wall from Vault. At that point, Jackal had already used 2 of his scans on Mira. Ace had used a Selma. Sledge had used both his grenades. Like, there was so much utility dumped in towards No Pickles, and none of it affected him. He literally just walked away from it. I was like, CMU's totally got this round. They have, like, almost no more utility to dump elsewhere. Then all of a sudden, the Selma goes off on initiation wall into bunk, and then I hear 4 smokes go off and 3 kills, and UC just brings it around. What an absolute turnaround from Cincinnati. They were looking at the clock. They were like, all right, we're low on utility, we're low on time, but we're not low on fragging power. So let's just walk in, frag it, clean it up real quick, and that's exactly what they did. CMU just, I don't know if they just weren't holding one of the angles down, and, you know, someone from Cincinnati got like a cheeky pick just walking through somewhere, but something's got to change. There's got to be some better communication going on between CMU to make sure that stuff doesn't happen.
I don't even know if it was communication or not. It seemed like that was just that Selma going off underneath, and they used what looked like just regular old frags. They were ripping through some of the soft walls. I think the one critique I'd have is that stand-up mirror that they had on the soft side of the one wall that ended up being their downfall a little bit, just a little bit. However, again, would it have made too much of a difference if it was on reinforce or even crouch? Probably not. It just seemed like Cincinnati had their number at that point in time. However, we cannot go without commending the play from CMU, especially No Pickles. Like you said, wasted so much time and so much utility, but it didn't matter because it didn't do anything to them. But at the end of the round, they still won out that round with 4 members left on the board, and the win was theirs. So CMU has got to turn their mentality around and continue forth and show that mental toughness that we know they've got, and power through this tragic state of events, as we know they have been putting up one hell of a fight. And the scoreline so far, 3-1 for Cincinnati.
It kind of angers me how like one-sided the scoreline looks, because most of these rounds do come down ever so close. Speaking of, No Pickles being right behind. No. Zoe, DLC almost acting as if she knew that No Pickles was onto her. She didn't look. in towards maintenance when she walked through, but she went into that little sign office and then just decided to check it and just caught no pickles with her pants down, just running straight at Zoe. DLC with a nice opening pick, putting the favor towards Cincinnati once again. Now, CMU isn't out of it just yet. They have to try to hold this tight, but the attackers already have control of Cash and Bathroom, and there's Texas again, putting up a fight against Cincinnati. Texas bringing these opening picks for CMU for quite a few rounds in a row. And Toxicity back with that SMG-11. This could be the chance that CMU needs, but that's not what they like to see. Dark Matter pushing in through Bathroom is going to find one, looking for another. The smokes come out, and Cincinnati just making beautiful use of these smokes, and DLC just frags out. Presto putting Diffuser down. Styles and Libidas have to stop it, but Libidas is too busy watching the push from DLC. Now, he does have the shotgun. At this range, that is probably in favor of Libidas, but he's going to have to try to do something now. Presto finds the head of Styles. It's a 1v3 for Libidas. He's got that shotgun, and there's no way DLC doesn't see the laser sight there. Impact's out. He's going to do one. The swing comes out, the concuss, and the knife just not quite close enough. Libidas with one. He only needs two more, but he's going to have to reload with those 5 bullets. 18 seconds left. He's got to get on that diffuser within 10. I don't think it's going to happen. And yeah, the prone from Cash from Dark Matter. Cincinnati, what a quick round. They were just in sight. I think like a minute into the round. That was very quick.
Yeah, they really started bringing their game together so far. Cincinnati has, for the most part, been able to adapt and overcome the defensive strategies that CMU has brought forward, especially with the mirror strats that CMU has seemed to have favored, especially with that one time that they were able to completely stall Cincinnati's attack. The Ghost Gang, it really put their noggins together. However, Cincinnati came back. They adapt and overcame the strategic obstacles that Mirror was presenting. And unfortunately, No Pickles was not able to win out the round with the utility loss on that one. And again, on this one, it almost seems like a hot knife through butter on that last round. They did put up a little bit of a resistance with a few frags, but it just seems they get too sidetracked trying to get the extra frags on the rear side of the attack, as DLC keeps pulling people off that site just with quick peeks and just sheer quick attacks. That's really all he's doing. He's just trying to bide some time. However, CMU is buying into it, and unfortunately, the frags are coming forward, and now we're at a score line of 4-1 in favor of Cincinnati. Central Methodist really have to put their noggins together and try to come up with a defensive strategy that is adaptive, that they can change on the fly depending on the attack. Hopefully it continues forward, that they're able to do so, because like you said, the scoreline is not representative of the current game, as both teams have been bringing their A game to the attack or the defense. It just seems to be falling in Cincinnati's favor so far. But again, CMU is not without merit with their attacks and their defenses. It's just, like I said, not falling on their favor.
I think, again, that just comes down to just the fragging potential from Cincinnati. I was going to commend DLC for just being like an absolute fragger on Cincinnati's side, but looking at all the frags from UC, Dark Matter and Presto both with 6 right behind them as well. And then CMU, we got Libidas, Texas, and Toxicity with 3, but that's still only half of what the 3 people on Cincinnati have. And I think that's the big downfall of CMU right now. They have the strats in place. A lot of their strats are pretty solid. That's why they won that one round in an office initiation, was because their strats were there. But unfortunately, just the gun skill isn't quite to par with UC's. It's Siege. Not everything comes down to gun skill. You just need to pull out some sneaky, nitro tosses, nitro kills, smoke canisters, some swings with some shotguns. There's a lot of different things CMU can do that they're trying to, right? Like, they're denying the wall, just like that. Mute, with the mute jammers down, not letting the attack get any angles with the frags. The nitro comes out here, not going to quite find the hole or anything. A little bit of damage onto Eraser. I don't think that was from the nitro, though.
No, I don't think it was from the nitro. And
I think it was from Toxic.
now, Yeah, Eraser taking down Toxicity. He has not found any luck. He's been constantly headshot at the beginning of most rounds from the first map on to this one. And I don't think it's positioning. I think it's just dumb luck that he ends up being the one that gets caught out as we see Texas Knight trying to hold up that backside. We're going to, oh, and there it goes as he gets erased as well as Eraser Rain fires in, finds him on the headshot. And they are just clearing out sight in a surgical profession. Styles trying to show some resistance on that double door. He's got to be very, very careful as he's firing up through that backside. He's going to be probably peaked from two different angles. Styles definitely found a racer, which is a good kill. Levitas, though, also getting flanked on by Dark Matter, but he had a very easy... Oh, my goodness. No pickles. What is going on? He doesn't have any kills this match whatsoever, regardless of how much he's been trying. Levitas, though, being the last one alive yet again. He's got that Scorpion. He's got the chance and the ammunition to get it done, but he is against three of some of the more top fragging tide of UC, and UC gets another one down. That's the 6th round out of the way. Presto Dragon seems to be the clutch killer on most end round kills, as he seems to be the one holding it down for UC on the backside for the post plant. Well done on his side of things. CMU really just, I think they've lost their groove on this one. They had it off of that one round on the second round win. However, since then, it's been a deteriorating ratio for them. I'm hoping CMU is going to pull some Meshuggah, if you will, out of the crazy box and get her going. But unfortunately, so far, that does not seem to be the case, as their team is just being picked apart with some surgical precision on Cincinnati's side.
I really don't know. It looks like UC kind of realized that, hey, we can really just stay with the drones, drone each other in, and we can just frag, right? Like CMU, the strats are there, but again, the gun skill just isn't. I do like these sort of weird picks they're bringing, though, on the attack. It definitely is going to throw Cincinnati for a little bit of a loop, seeing the Amaru or the Ying. That's just another thing they have to be worried about in the back of their mind. And if the more you can get the defense to worry about, the more of a chance that they're going to mess up. And then you can capitalize that and get a nice push going and a nice easy frag. But CMU being down 5 rounds going into their attacking half is not the best. I don't know the exact statistics on whether Theme Park is attack or defense, but I highly doubt it's this much attacker sided. Now, it could just be this attacker sided for this game. How this round goes right here is really going to dictate how the rest of this match is going to go. If CMU takes this round and does it flawlessly, maybe loses one person, but takes it, clears it out, maybe they take the next few rounds out too. CMU could just be an attacker-sided team, but looking back at Clubhouse, the only round they won was on their attack. So, hey, you never know.
Yeah, that's truth. Going forward with this is going to be interesting to see what happens. Is CMU's really got to pull it together. I'm not 100% sure if they're a tight-knit squad or not, but they're currently trading shots more or less in spawn as we get one down, no pickles, using that G8 on Maru, taking down DLC with only a little bit of health taken off of him. That was a really good post spawn peak kill, if you will. But we do have Viceroy getting droned out in that break room. I don't know whether or not he's going to try and peek it, as he's trying to get baited away by that drone, pulled out, no pickles, going up into control room. Now he's just got to flow towards the other side and try to pick him off as Viceroy takes down Levitas, but the trade is there as Toxicity backs him up, dropping Viceroy. That's not bad so far. They still have the man advantage right now. They've lost Levitas. However, so far as it seems right now, the Roamer contingent has been dealt with. Dark Matter, Presto, and Erase Dragon are all going to be pretty much on site, if not the first or so floor. We're going to have to see how this turns out, as they have set up the meatball cams out back on that yellow stairwell on the wall watching it. And the only person really able to do anything about it will be Texas Knight with those ash charges, the breach charges that we all know so well about. And it looks like CMU has decided to go ahead and copy the same attack as the Cincinnati team. However, Cincinnati, knowing their tricks, have opted to kind of stay away from those positions. Oh, we might have one outright as Pickles, seeing feet, he might be able to drop the smoke. He's getting ready, and he erases Eraser Rain from the top side, using that G8 to absolute effect, and they know they've got one behind Throne. So this is going to probably turn out to be interesting, as we've got 50 seconds left on the board.
Yeah, what an absolute kind of great round coming out from CMU. The early pick from No Pickles, and then all they have to do is trade, and not only trade, but they've got even more of a man advantage. Now Presto trying to even that out just a little bit more. CMU still is a man up. But no, Bandit's going to fall, and now they know it's just the Maestro who's holding this sort of fireplace corner here. Now, he does have the Alda in his hand. That's not a weapon you want to really go against, but he does have the wall right next to him opened up, but Toxicity pushes in alone with the diffuser. Oh no, that's not what you want to see. Now the attackers have to scramble to try to get it back. Are the Candelas going to come out from Ying here at all? They could just land right there and fully flash him, but pushing in Amaru with the L8. She does have some room to pre-fire, and Pickles, what an absolute round to show up on, dropping a 3K. And remind you, he's gotten 0 before this. This is what CMU needed. Come on, let's go, Pickles.
I don't know if you noticed, but he had less than a second to get the kill on Maestro. Thank God it was a headshot on their side. Otherwise, they would have lost that round, and it would have been see you later on the win for CMU. Way to step it up. I mean, I'm talking split hair decision here, as No Pickles literally orders the bun without the seeds, more or less, if you will. Walks in with that G8, gets that first frag on the spawn peeker, goes absolutely PogChamp on the inside, taking down the Maestro for the win. Well done. Well, way to pick up your socks and step up for the team to bring it in. That was a very well rounded play, although there was some chaos as they lost the diffuser, as it looked like Texas went in by himself and got fragged out there. Sorry, it wasn't Texas. Texas had been fragged by the Bandit early game and by Presto Dragon. But at the end of that, it came down to the diffuser being lost yet again. Again, CMU's got to be very, very careful on that, as the diffuser seems to be more or less their soft spot. And UC has been capitalizing on it so far. Although CMU took that win, it's not going to happen 9 times out of 10 unless you really have the frag stars on your team. And so far, that hasn't been the case. However, things can turn around, as we just saw. No Pickles bringing that 3K to bear, really showing up for his teammates, knowing that he had to do something to pick up the slack that he was leaving behind from those defensive rounds.
Yeah, and again, what a round to show up. Now, DLC 6ing from the Clash on to the Cav. We did see CMU try to 6 the Cav. I believe it was No Pickles who actually 6'd onto it. Unfortunately, didn't get anything out of it. It was shut down by DLC, go figure. So now DLC is going to give it a go. Now, Cav is pretty much an all-or-nothing operator. She's quite the selfish operator unless she gets that interrogation off. And that's a big if. That's quite the feat to do. It's very challenging, especially if the attack plays even remotely close. And she's going to have to deal with those drones too. But if the attack does spot out a Cav, they might just get thirsty and run at her blindly. And that's where Viceroy is going to come into play. But no Pickles finds DLC, the revenge when he was Cav. The pre-fire through the wall is going to light Viceroy, and Toxicity is going to finish it up. What team is this? CMU looking like an absolute unit right now. Working together flawlessly. Really putting the rounds on the board right now. They have the 2-man advantage. Roamer's down within a minute into the round, not even. Now they can start working on site. They have the vertical play. They have the hard breach. They have some secondary hard breach from Pickles as well. But the Evil Eye on the ground again is not going to be watched. And he's going to take care of these Kairos pellets for free. There's still a few on the wall, but last round Dark Matter had some impacts in his pocket that he did utilize to throw over the wall and break even more Kairos. So that's already not looking great for CMU. And the secondary hard breach using being used as soft breach on the floor. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little sick to my stomach about that too.
Amaru has access to a secondary shotgun. Jackal has access to a secondary shotgun. There's a lot of potential soft breach that could be on the board that isn't a secondary hard breach gadget. And no way that Evil Eye just got rid of the XO2. It did.
Oh no, it did.
No way. That little Evil Eye is doing so much. CMU, there's got to be something you can do to take care of that. But there really isn't, other than just watch it.
Yeah, that little meatball did so much damage. I swear to God, Chef Boyardee has got like Lucky Charms in his pocket or something. They're always after me, Lucky Charms, you know.
The meatball heard around the world.
I know, it is really the meatball that's heard around the world. And I definitely know right now that CMU is cursing the meatball's name as Chef Boyardee mixing up some stew in that back kitchen corner. We're going to have to see whether or not that's going to have anything to do with, because he's kind of pinned in there now, but he really doesn't care, as he's got his meatballs placed around the place in order to do some serious damage. There really isn't much more that UC has to do other than wait and try to hold this out. They've still got Presto. Oh my goodness, it's an absolute bloodbath. Presto and Eraser trading back, getting Styles. Dark Matter taking down Labides. It's down to No Pickles at Texas. What happened? They had so much time and they lost it all. Oh boy. Well done by UC to win that round out. It was just a bottleneck in a fish in a barrel. Like, they had so much time.
They had so much time and so much utility on the board. I counted 5 flashes. They didn't use their smoke, so I won't count those. 5 flashes and 2 Candelas to work with.
Yep. You know what? That it all came down to the play with those meatballs in that back corner. Dark Matter.
Yeah.
Wow. If you want to put a finger on a guy that didn't get all the kills but did a hell of a lot of damage to the attacking side, that was the round that was just well played. A 3-man team holding back the entire 5-man CMU crew. That was very well played, or maybe it was just a fumble by CMU. They knew the Evil Eye was there. They knew the Meatball of Madness was staring at those X-Kairos, just waiting to gobble them up. And boy, as soon as that mouth opened, everything went away. He got the whole lot of them. I think it was 2 full pellet casings that he got, and then he got a third one too that only 2 of them ended up going off because he couldn't see them, but it had absolutely no effect on the defense. Well played by Dark Matter on that one. That was very well played. CMU, that was an oversight if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, they're not taking any more chances. Look at the board. They have a Sledge, a Zoe, and an Ash. They are fed up with those little meatballs. But luckily for them, they don't have to deal with them. You see not bringing the Maestro this time around. But those impacts, sledges, or grenades definitely aren't going to be useless to cancel on the board. Well, mine with a shield as well. Oh, there's definitely going to be some use for those impacts or any soft breach they do want to use. CMU now in a very dangerous spot. Cincinnati has definitely secured at least 2 points. They have the partial win secured in the bag. It doesn't matter. They could sit back. They could quit right now and get 2 points added on to their season score. But Central Methodist is going to be trying to deny them from getting that 3rd point. If Central Methodist brings this back and ties this map up 6-6, well, they don't get any points, but they do deny Cincinnati the points. So that's all they have going for them now, and that's not really a great thing to have going for you. You know, you want as many points as you can get, but unfortunately, that's just not how the dominoes fell. Valkyrie below, getting scanned, pulls the Nitro out. No way she gets this blindly. Oh my god. Toxicity gets lit to 1 HP and then finished through the floor. Dark Matter had to fuse her down. Unfortunately, couldn't hold it there. Lil Beatus just grabs it, snatches it up, and runs away. Still, though, a great early pick coming out from Cincinnati, and that's not something you want to see if you're on Central Methodist's side.
No, not at all, as he's on the flank of the ash, and he's going to drop another one. Dark Matter getting the ham ready for roasting as he's dropping 2 so far. Toxicity and Texas Knight taken down by Korean-style barbecue as Dark Matter throwing all sorts of MacGyver tricks at them as he can. However, he's taking a lot of damage, and No Pickles answering in kind, taking down the Presto Menace, known as Presto Dragon. However, he's also been pushed into a corner. That will my on DLC. He's going to try and push into the bathroom, but he's also hurt too. Both of them doing significant damage to each other. However, the Wamai very much less able to do so. We've got so much damage, but Dark Matter doesn't care if his life is near the end and breaking point as he takes down Labitus as well. This is turning out to be crazy so far. No Pickles is stuck in the bathroom, and Styles is all alone to wander around the sites trying to see whether or not, oh my God, he's erased by the SG Madness. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's a lot of slugs coming at you fast. Wamai's got a chance to stop this game right here and right now. He's alerting his team. They're starting to move towards the known position of that Amaru. DLC trying to get a quick little look-see into there, but he's not going to go in all the way. No Pickles is stuck, and I mean very much stuck. So he decides to jump out the window instead. Probably the safest move. However, he's got no intel anywhere else. There's a run out by the Wamai trying to get the last kill, and what an upset! DLC Styles on No Pickles with the frag on that pea shooter, and that's all that was needed. One of the highest DPS weapons in the game with that G8. Taken down by a pistol. Well played by Cincinnati Black. Unfortunately, the Ghost Gang was not able to bring the win towards CMU to deny Cincinnati the points, and Cincinnati walks out of here 2 points intact.
That secures the 3 points for the total win.
Oh yeah, it's true. Total win. Yeah. Oh, you're right on that one. Whoops.
Cincinnati. That's really an upsetting way for that game to finish. Central Methodist looking really strong on those attacks. There was the blunder taking bottom yellow stairs with the evil eye. But other than that, their attacks were really strong until that last round. They just really kind of dropped the ball. And that's unfortunate, but sometimes that's how Siege works. Cincinnati, though, just looking strong all the way throughout. Both maps just absolutely just sitting Central Methodist down left and right. DLC just constantly fragging out. Backed up by Dark Matter and Presto as well. Just and Viceroy, of course. You know that Maestro play. You can't get over that. It's just nuts. It's Cincinnati. That definitely was their win.
Yeah, no, that was that second match was very much in Cincinnati's favor, except for that one round where there's a little shimmer of light. Is he had there was a little bit of chance there for CMU to really bring it back. However, that was completely negated by Cincinnati's absolute cold and calculated ability to perceive how to deal with the different defensive strategies, and that was very well done on their side of things. Again, CMU really tried their hearts out that first match. Second match, there was a glimmer of hope, but unfortunately, they got all the lights shut out on them. And it was very well played by both teams, but Cincinnati brings it out with a total win.
Yeah, and I can't stress this enough. Again, the scorelines, I hate when this happens. I feel like this happens way too much, but the scorelines don't really show how close most of these rounds are. I feel like we were hype shoutcasting at the end of every single round because it was in the favor of Cincinnati, then in the favor of Central Methodist, and then back in. It's nuts, back and forth. Oh, I hate that the scoreline doesn't show that. It just is it's so frustrating.
Yeah, that is the absolute truth in the matter, because honestly, even though the first match was 7-1, it really didn't feel like that. Both teams were going to absolute lengths to completely tread out frags, and it just like the one round ended because both teams ran out of ammo in their secondaries. I'm not talking their main rifles. Their secondaries were out of ammo at the last seconds of the rounds there, and it was one way or the other, and it was a crazy all-round two-map fight, and Cincinnati came out on top.
Yeah. Speaking of, though, we do have DLC with us now.
Right with. We're both like 3 points, and we're hoping they get 5 rounds taken off of them, and that's all I can ask for. It's my biggest thought.
All right, already looking into the future. Was there anything you did to prepare for today's match? I know you're gunning for playoffs. Are you putting in like the extra work to try to ensure that?
I am trying to at least. I got a lot going on with school. We all do though.
I know that.
Uh, but I've been trying to play more and more. I've been playing with my team more. We've been trying to play ranked. This is the first time I've been on a team where I've known the people, like 100% of the people before, except one guy. So we've had great chemistry. Now we're just working on our play styles. I've become more of a fragger. We've added our support, become hard support, and then secondary support, and just them get used to it because playing ranked is a totally different game. And that's all we've been working on, and I think we're doing pretty well. I've been fragging. Our support's been fragging too. It's surprising. Like Presto Dragon, he's support, and he was top fragger this second map.
It's kind of nuts what like a decent firearm does in the hard breachers. I was in the same boat on the thermite main, and then I got the ace in my hands, and ooh, it's just a different story. But yeah, you guys just basically looking like a team of fraggers. Was there any reason in particular you picked theme park? We talked a little bit and we speculated, but I want to know, is this a map you've been practicing, or what was the thought process behind that?
Well, I believe one of you casted for us against NCSU, and when we played against
Yes, I did.
them on a clubhouse, we decided that wasn't our map. So we hopped off of there and started playing theme park heavy and working on it heavy. And we got to this point where our strats are so well worked, and both times we played, yeah, this time and last time, it's been perfect. The strats run perfectly. Our attacks are weak, but we love our defense strats, and that's why we wanted it really bad. Yeah.
Well, you know what? It showed, especially with that couple of spawn peaks by yourself, by that matter, and really doing serious damage on that first map on Clubhouse. But even on the other side, going on the attacking side, that first round, you picked off toxicity within the first few seconds of their defense in the cache area. And I was neither of us even expected it. I just saw toxicity drop, and we saw your name pop up, and I was just thinking to myself, you guys have got to have some serious IQ to figure out what angle you can get to as fast as you can to possibly take out the guy who may be standing there. Are you guys looking for those types of weird, greasy angles to try and get those extra frags on maybe a wall deny, especially when you've got bandit tricks or anything else for that matter? Is that a part of your play style? Do you look into those types of angles?
Not like I don't go out of my way. I don't hop in a custom game or anything to do something like that. But when I do, I actually found that angle in my first tryout ever, like 3 years ago. I shot through it doing the same exact thing, and I picked off the captain of the A team, and I've kept it in the back of my mind and do it almost all the time. And it showed. I just keep them in the back of my mind. I'm like, should I do this right now? And if I learn their play style, and it just happened to be played just like my 18 captain, the old one, and I picked them off just like I thought I would.
Yeah,
And
it definitely seemed to work out for you because holy smokes, like that was a very fast frag right off the bat. And like you said before, you have a really good chemistry with your team, and it definitely showed out here as on several occasions you guys looked so calm, so collected, and your plays were very calculated together. That was absolutely evident. But the one thing I want to highlight is what was Dark Matter saying when he was taking out those Kairos pellets on that wall in theme park on the last couple of defenses?
Oh my gosh.
I had to back him up because he was like playing a little bit too risky. With that, I can't believe he flicked on the thermite charge for one with two people watching his cam. But he wasn't saying a word. He was sitting by furnace just flicking, and I hear the like motors of the because I was dead. I heard the motors go, and then I hear,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "What'd you do?" And he was like, "I got the thermite charge," and I was like, "Okay."
And the cam was still up. What an
Yeah,
absolute play. Oh my
yeah.
god.
He's
That
been
was
one of
disgusting.
our. Yeah, he was a fragger, just to be honest. But I can't believe he's doing so well as a. I'm not the captain. He is actually, and him stepping up and becoming a hard support like that on some of our strats really takes a huge importance in him because of the fact that he knows them so well and plays them so well.
Yeah, well, it was definitely showing through. That's for sure. Especially on that first round attack against the CMU defense and throne. Both of us were kind of wondering why you guys didn't take any more specialized operators to take down the wall denial. But you guys shut us up within seconds as soon
They
as you
don't need
started
it.
opening up things. Yeah, you're like,
Mhm.
we don't need any of this stuff. We know what we're doing. And yeah, both of us were like, oh, okay. We're just going to be quiet here and just continue to cast the game like good little boys. Um, was that a pre-planned attack? Have you done that before, or was that something new you guys pulled out?
I've over time just determined, and so is Dark Matter and Eraser Rain and Presto Dragon. We've all just sat down and been like, the best wall is yellow, and we got Zoph. Like, because you guys, I believe you. I was told by somebody that you were wondering how I got a charge off, and I just shot a Zoph charge and got it. Off the wall, the Kaid. Uh,
Yeah.
and then we had Buck one round, and then we had Jackal also with a shotgun. So either way, so I don't have to waste those charges. I don't have to. So we kind of have like 3 people to get those. Uh, the Buck is sometimes a sledge, and that's what we try to stick with because we want to get fragged rather than harm our teammates and not being able to get fragged. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what
Because
you mean.
yeah, they're all fragging gods. Zoe, Buck, Sledge, Jackal, all can get fragged. So that's why we didn't go Cali or anything like that. And then Maverick was banned, I believe. Was he?
On the second map, no,
Yeah.
he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Thatcher
Okay.
was.
Thatcher was. Okay. Yeah. So we didn't want to do anything that
Yeah,
harmed the fragging ability of our team. Really.
that makes sense. I mean, it obviously worked out for you. Well, DLC, thank you very much for stopping by and doing this. Is there anything you want to say to your fans? Because the chat was pretty much filled with "Let's go, UC cats." Here we go, cats. UC. It's nuts. Anything you want to say to them?
I just want to say thank you for coming and watching. We are the B team. You don't have to come watch the B team, but it's appreciated. I love it. Thank you, and thanks for staying the whole time. That's it, I guess. I love them all. I'd give them all
Awesome.
kisses on their foreheads if I could.
Yeah, we couldn't, you can't play without that support. That's what makes it worth playing. And speaking of support, we do have to shout out our sponsors because we couldn't do this without them. Powered by CORSAIR, of course, some really great peripherals. They've provided peripherals for the prize pools for invite and open leagues for first and second place. Some nice headphones, some even nicer keyboards. What's new.gg for the CEA merch. If you want to rep the CEA, get our name out there. I know we got a little bit more competition with Face It coming out, but there's nothing like CEA, the OG. And then, of course, Rogue Energy. Use code CEACJ at checkout for 10% off. If you ever need a little boost, I gotta go get me some of that because I just have so much work going on. I need a little boost.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel on that one. Once in a while, a little pep in your step, as C-Damps would say. Get yourself going with some Rogue Energy. But I hope you guys had a great time. I know I did. I saw a lot of Cincinnati fans come into the chat there and show that strength for their school and their team. Well done on that side. Hopefully next time we see some CMU guys come through. But as always, I'm the one true Spades.
And I've been Blue Card. Don't forget to stop by tomorrow night and Friday for the Invite CEA games. But that's all we have for you tonight. Have a good night.